Crossing the river. Summer vacation had just begun. Edley and Maria were ready to spend all day outside. They decided to walk to the neighborhood park where there was a river that they liked to swim in when it was particularly hot. Edley and Maria began to sweat as they walked, even though their house was only 10 minutes away from the park's entrance. When they got to the river, they saw that it was too shallow to swim in. The rocks that made up the bed of the river were even poking out of the water in some places, glistening in the sun. Edley and Maria were frustrated. On the other side of the river, about 50 yards away, and in a welcoming courtyard, there was a fountain spewing water in beautiful arcs. "We should go and play in the fountain," Maria said. "How will we get there?" asked Edel. They thought for a moment. They knew if they walked upriver, they would eventually come to a walkway that crossed the river. But it was so hot that they were eager to get to the fountain. Maria looked around the grassy river bank and noticed a few logs and branches lying close to the water. "We could build a bridge," she said. She ran over to a thick tree branch that looked long enough to be placed across the river. Together, she and Edley hefted the branch onto their shoulders and walked with it to the water. Here they stopped. How would they get the branch across? Edley suggested throwing it down into the water and seeing if it reached the other side. But Maria did not think so. What if the branch did not reach the other side of the river and got stuck or swept away by the water? Then they would be unable to walk all the way across the river. Maria wondered if they could measure the distance from where they stood on the river bank to the other shore. They carefully put the log down and decided to test the distance with a lighter, thinner branch. They found a few wispy branches by the spot where they had first found the log and tied them together using Maria's hairbands. On their first attempt, they tied two branches together and went back to the river to test the length. The branches barely reached the center of the swirling water. After tying two more branches together to the initial branches, Edley and Maria were able to get the thin makeshift model bridge to touch the far bank. "Hooray!" Maria said. "Now we know how long the log needs to be." They set the tied branches on the ground next to the log. The log was luckily the exact length of the tied branches. Now Edley and Maria had to figure out how to make sure the log was secure on both sides of the bank before they walked across it to reach the other side of the river. "I know," Edley said. She began to gather thinner branches, like the ones they had tied together, which were pliable. She twisted them together into a tight bundle, then laid them horizontally across the edges of the log. Then she and Maria hauled some of the stones out of the river and placed them on the branches on either side of the log. In this way, they were able to stabilize the log at least on one side in order to run across. When Edley and Maria got to the other side of the river, they secured the other side of the log with more branches and rocks and looked back at their handiwork. It had worked a good day's work. It had been a good day's work, but now they were free to enjoy the cool water of the fountain and could easily get back.